Now on CoastTV News.
New health campuses are coming to Millsboro, what the campuses will offer and what first responders think about it.
Flooding problems on Reed Avenue in Dewey Beach, why people who live on the street say the problem is getting even worse with time.
For the first time in decades, a woman will take the Delaware Symphony Orchestra podium this weekend. What this means for her, who is of Argentinian and Italian descent.
A brief summer fling is what the weather will present for us in the next 24 hours before the big chill settles in.
This is CoastTV News at 5.
New health facilities are in the town of Millsboro's future. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 5. We begin tonight with two major health companies in the works to build new facilities in Millsboro.
This open area on Route 113 and Hardscrabble Road will soon transform into a BB Healthcare Emergency Care Center, and an area off of Route 113 and 20 in Millsboro will transform into a space for outpatient care for Tidal Health. Coast TV News reporter Britt Leone takes us to Millsboro to discover what these campuses will bring, why first responders say they are needed badly.
It's no secret that Millsboro is a growing town. Millsboro Fire Company President Ron O'Neill says the fire department sees that firsthand.
It has increased our call volume tremendously. Last year we ran more EMS and fire calls than we ever have, and we're on track again this year to beat those numbers.
It's part of the reason O'Neill believes there's a need for a closer emergency services facility nearby for his ambulance crews and their patients.
We're in the middle, and our transport times are extremely long, and the mileage adds up. So that takes a lot of time.
BB Healthcare is looking to fill that need with an emergency room, pediatric emergency services, as well as other medical offices built on the roughly 30 acres of land off Route 113 and Hardscrabble Road. BB Healthcare CEO Dr. David Tam says it's important to bring these services to Millsboro now.
In this case, we want to be ahead of what is going to be more growth in Millsboro with plantation lakes and everything else. You can imagine during the summer how difficult it would be for an ambulance or even a family member trying to get to an emergency room if they have to cross DuPont, right? Or try and get on the right side of Hardscrabble Road. And that's one of the reasons why we pursued that property.
Tidal Health is also bringing a health facility to Millsboro off of Route 113 and Route 20. Tidal Health was not available for a video interview, but says the campus will bring a variety of outpatient services. A town working to provide more health services to its growing population.
BB Healthcare says it's currently in the design phase of the project, and it's working closely with DelDOT on a construction schedule. It hopes to open the new campus in 2025. Tidal Health says that they're working to break ground in the fall of 2024 with an opening in 2026. I'm Britt Leone in Millsboro, Coast TV News.
And this takes us right into our Coast TV poll. We want to know if you think, or what you think, in terms of what medical facilities does Sussex County need the most. Let's take a look at the results.
38% so far say a trauma center is needed, but 34% say more primary care specialists, cancer treatment, and a central emergency department like what BB is proposing there. Those are the lower answers at this moment.
These things change all the time, so you can go vote. It's really simple. Just go to coasttvnews.com or use our Coast TV mobile app. The town of Dewey Beach says it has been working for years to solve the flooding problem on the bay side of Reed Avenue. Drainage devices have been tested out in the past, but the town says they are looking to find a permanent and effective fix to the problems. The town says they're now looking to install flaps, add barriers around the storm pipes, or put a pumping station in to remove water from the street.
Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber joins us live now in Dewey Beach. Elisa, the town says they've even requested a federal grant to help.
Maddie, I spoke with the Dewey Beach town manager who says that battling flooding on Reed Avenue is a challenge because this street sits at the lowest point above sea level. Today at the Infrastructure Committee meeting, two engineering companies presented solutions for flood mitigation and drainage on the street. Many of the houses on Reed Avenue sit higher off the ground, but people who live there say floods have damaged other property like cars. Reed Avenue was covered with over a foot of water during Tropical Storm Ophelia earlier this fall. One person I spoke with who lives on the street says cars have been damaged in some cases and flooding makes it difficult to drive down the street.
We worried that it's just going to keep getting worse. And again, we're not worried that the water is going to flood our home because we're elevated, but it gets to the point where you could have damage to your car. And again, your services, if you're trying to get packages delivered, you're trying to get your mail delivered or your trash picked up, all of a sudden the trucks won't come down the street because they're too flooded.
After listening to the two proposals today, the committee selected one company to present to the commissioners. The commissioners will then decide the future of the project in December. In Dewey Beach, I'm Elisa Weber, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Elisa. Now let's go ahead and take a live look outside. This is our Tyndall's Casual Furniture. Sorry, I can't read today. Tyndall's Casual Furniture camera out there in the Laurel area. You can see some overcast skies a little bit. Let's check in with our First Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Williams on our First Alert weather day.
Charlie, you know I love you, right, Charlie? You know I love you, Charlie. You might be getting in that age bracket with me, baby. Okay. So anyway, let's take a look. 55 degrees. All right, because he's a talented anchor. Let's not get it twisted, guys. 53 for the 5 o'clock hour, 50 degrees by 6 o'clock, and we'll fall back into the 40s and mainly clear skies for the most part. Now, we're looking pretty good for tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be an ideal situation. Today, we warmed to 61 degrees, finally hit our numbers dead center. So today was what it's supposed to be. Tomorrow, not going to be what it's supposed to be. Tomorrow is going to be crazy warm because this high pressure system will present with us two different types of things. Big time summer and then big time winter. Your full forecast coming up in a moment. Till then, back to you, Charlie.
Maybe a little less squinting with those, Paul. Happening tomorrow at 5 p.m., a section of Dune Road at the Cape Henlopen State Park that you see on your screen will temporarily close for critical sewer line upgrades. This means limited access to Herring Point parking and surf fishing from the main park, but access from Rehoboth side, that's going to remain open. The park says a full reopening is scheduled for Friday, November 10th.
In traffic news, DelDOT has announced a new signal at Route 9 in Minnesconway and Lakeview Boulevard that's going to soon be activated. The signal will be placed on an initial 72-hour flash Tuesday night, November 14th. The new signal will then go into operation on the morning of Friday, November 17th. We'll have more details on this story, the background behind it as well, on Coast TV News at 6.
5 candidates will take the stage tonight at NBC's Republican presidential primary debate. NBC's Alice Barr shows us how the debate comes a day after Democrats had an impressive showing in several states during the off-year elections, which could portend a bigger challenge for Republicans as they hope to unseat President Biden and take full control of Congress next November.
Debate night in Miami has 5 Republican presidential hopefuls looking ahead to 2024 while reflecting on last night's election results that brought big wins for Democrats on abortion rights in Ohio, Kentucky, and Virginia, continuing a winning streak on the issue since Roe v. Wade was overturned.
The reality is anything on abortion right now is not working for Republicans.
President Biden claiming victory despite his recent dismal polling, noting voters vote, polls don't. But Democrats we spoke to are worried for 2024.
I don't think he should step aside, but I do think that it would be good to have another strong Democrat candidate on the ticket.
Republicans looking to capitalize on voter qualms.
I think the debates are about Joe Biden. I don't look at it as about being Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump.
With the overwhelming Republican frontrunner, former President Trump, again choosing to skip the debate and rally outside Miami instead, rivals Chris Christie, Ron DeSantis, Nikki Haley, Vivek Ramaswamy, and Tim Scott are fighting to break through.
Are you open to any candidate right now?
100%. I'm open.
Undecided voters feeling all eyes on them.
The people who want independent voters are typically just trying to sway an independent voter versus really just doing their job.
I want to dive deeper into that.
Maybe we are the central ones that kind of maybe can make a difference in the country here.
Voters hoping for consensus and looking for clarity as Republican candidates prepare to make their pitch. In Miami, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Speaking of the third Republican presidential debate, you can watch it right here on Coast TV. It begins at 8 p.m. Lester Holt and Kristen Welker will be the moderators this evening.
On the topic of presidential campaigns, Meta is cracking down on deep fakes used in political ads. Meta will require political advertisers worldwide to disclose any use of artificial intelligence in their ads starting in 2024. The move hopes to limit the use of deceptive deep fakes and other digitally altered and intentionally misleading content.
The Delaware Symphony Orchestra continues its 118th season with a performance of Musica Bravo, featuring Latin and Hispanic-inspired works this weekend in our area. Michelle DeRusso, who is of Argentinian and Italian descent, will be the first female conductor to take the Delaware Symphony Orchestra podium in decades. She says she can't wait to take the stage and show our community music from different composers.
I'm super excited. I feel that I really had a lot of freedom in creating this program and, portraying something that is my whole essence.
The concert will take place 2:30 p.m. Sunday, November 12th at Cape Henlopen High School.
Happening next week, the Circle in Georgetown is going to be lit up green. The Delaware Community Foundation and the town of Georgetown will light up the circle during the week of November 13th to celebrate the impact of philanthropy. National Philanthropy Day is celebrated every November 15th.
The National Zoo's famed giant pandas leaving D.C. today. There's a shot of that, the trek they have back to China.
And we have high pressure control on our weather for right now. The outside is looking inviting and nice, and tomorrow to feel that way too, if you miss summertime sunshine.
But first, the U.S. housing market. What's to blame for the country having the least affordable market since 1984? That's up next.
I'm attorney Ben Schwartz. Dog-related injuries to humans. That sounds like a funny thing to specialize in as an attorney, but we do handle an awful lot of these types of cases. Dog bites, dog knockdown incidents, motorcycle and bicycle accidents caused by dogs running out in the road. If you were injured due to someone else's dog, tip the scales of justice in your favor. Call Schwartz & Schwartz today.
Farming's always been a passion of mine. My grandfather was a farmer. It's something that's in your blood. You don't mind the work. It's very rewarding. If there was ever an issue that where I lost a flock of chickens or a tractor caught fire, without a doubt, I know that Avery Hall Insurance would take care of my every need. It was a no-brainer decision for me. There's insurance for every farmer's every need. It gives you a peace of mind knowing that your investments are covered with a company like Avery Hall.
Oh, porches. Hello, aren't you the guy I see on TV, the porch protection guy?
Yeah, I would say.
So they're made of marine grade materials that last for years?
Yeah, I would.
And they say I could use my porch all year round?
I think so.
And they keep the dirt, pollen, and rain and wind out? And the custom made right here locally?
They are.
I got to run, but it was really nice talking to you.
Well, it was nice talking to you too.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Wow, it looks great in here. Hey, Mark. I'm here to help, buddy. Sounds good. We're a little short-staffed. No problem. I brought my crew. Well, why not? Let's get started. Everybody needs a hot tub. Yeah! Who doesn't need a pool toy? Hey, put it back. So what you got here? It's a Finley O sauna for all your aches and pains. Yeah! So come see us at our new showroom, Pools and Spas Unlimited of Milford. Why not?
This is Coast TV News at 5.
Discouraging news for potential home buyers. New research shows this is the least affordable housing market since 1984 when Ronald Reagan was president. The report from Intercontinental Exchange shows more of a person's household income goes towards paying a mortgage than in recent years. High interest rates and the high cost of housing are to blame. The report shows the trend over the past 35 years was housing cost about 25% of a family's income. That was 35 years ago, but now it's nearly 41%.
New today, the House Oversight Committee is expected to subpoena Hunter and James Biden, the president's son and brother. That's according to two sources familiar with the matter. These are the first subpoenas to members of the Biden family directly. The committee is also expected to request voluntary interviews with about 25 individuals before wrapping up their part of the inquiry.
Happening this Sunday due to the Bay Bridge Run on November 12th, where people literally run on the bridge. The Maryland Transportation Authority says drivers expect delays and closures throughout the day. MDTA says the eastbound bridge will be closed from 12 a.m. to 2 p.m. Two-way operations will be in place on the westbound span of the bridge.
Well, the roller coaster ride of the temperature is about to take us on a serious ride. I'll show you exactly what I mean about the highs and the lows coming up in a moment.
Fall is upon us, and this season brings beautiful meaning to Delmarva. However, some critters are now looking for a new home. At Bennett Termite, we are dedicated to navigating these challenges, no matter what the season. After all, for fall, who wants to deal with spiders and annoying crickets? So, while I always say my tagline, please know that I truly stand behind our services. We are a local, veteran-owned company that works hard to stand behind our mission.
Extend the patio season and outdoor family fun with Tyndall's Casual Furniture. Hang out with friends around cozy fire pits and comfortable, high-quality furniture brands like Casual Comfort, Pollywood, Telescope, and North Cape. And don't forget to protect your investment with durable, breathable, and water-resistant covers. Enjoy now and pay later with 100% financing available on all in-stock furniture. For over 40 years, locally owned, Delmarva grown. Tyndall's Casual Furniture in Laurel and Lewis, Delmarva's outdoor furniture experts.
Good people sometimes make bad choices. A DUI can happen to anyone, but one mistake shouldn't ruin your life. That's why you need a lawyer. I take time with each client, we make decisions together, and we figure out what's best for you. At the end of the day, I reflect on the relationships I've built and the people I've been able to help. Every client has a story, and every story deserves to be heard. Murray, Phillips, and Gay, real lawyers for real people.
The Dots classic hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The Duck on 107.1, 105.1, and 104.3. The station where you know the words to every song. Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
Weather is brought to you by Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling, the difference makers.
You know, a very curious thing about our weather is this. Even when things go like they're supposed to, it still seems like it doesn't quite fit anyway. Let me show you what I'm talking about. For example, today we got up to 61 degrees. That's the norm. But take a look at the change in temperature over the last 24 hours. We're 13 degrees cooler in Georgetown than we were just 24 hours ago. And we're holding at 51 degrees in Milton, 53 in Georgetown, 54 in Delmar. But that's a big difference because that's how unusually warm we've been. And we're going to be going on that roller coaster ride for the next, 2 to 3 days. Right now, we are clear with our live radar and satellite depiction of what's going on. And we're going to stay that way. High pressure in full control of our weather, so we're going to stay pretty much clear. And we're going to warm up. We have a frontal boundary that's just to our west, and it's going to come with Gemini personality, one versus the other. But as far as tonight is concerned, we should be okay with our boardwalk forecast. In fact, we are expecting for it to stay clear, but the winds will be shifting. You see how the winds are going to be shifting out of the south as we go into, let's say, 8, 9 o'clock? That's going to be the dramatic difference on why we're going to get even warmer for tomorrow. But we had clear skies and temperature in the 40s for tonight. Let me show you exactly how this plays out. You see, on Thursday morning, we see the winds pushing out of the south with the arrows giving you that indication. Now, we're at like 61 degrees at 4:30 in the morning and mid-50s inland. You'll notice as we go into, let's say, lunchtime, the arrows shift out of the southwest. That's a shift in the winds. Look at how warm we end up. 75 in Long Neck, 73 Millsboro, 74 in Selbyville. And that's just for Thursday. Friday, the arrows or the winds or the flow coming out of the north, now it changes. We start off gloomy gray. That's what all of that white is about. We start off gloomy gray with a chance of spot showers, and that's going to kick off, particularly after lunchtime. But right now, we're looking at the most targeted rain for 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then it moves out of the way quickly. But here's the key. After Friday and that front pushes through, the winds continue to come out of the northwest, so we will continue to stay, well, kind of chilly, if not downright cold. If you're going to be doing any raking, do it on Thursday when the ground is dry, because Friday we have that chance of rain. The ground's going to be wet by then. And then Saturday will dry back, but then by Saturday it's going to be cold. Thursday it's going to be a lot warmer. So tonight we have 46 degrees and clear skies. Tomorrow, big time warm up, 75. Friday it's going to be cloudy, gloomy, and rainy after lunchtime. By the way, here's a look at your Veterans Day forecast. 58 degrees and just slightly milder by then. Here's a look at your Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling extended forecast. By next week, we're still going to be cold in the morning, but we'll slowly start creeping up to the comfort level in the afternoon.
Paul, thank you. The 3 giant pandas at the Smithsonian National Zoo in D.C., they're heading back home to China. Well-wishers were on hand to bid farewell to the beloved pandas. The 19-hour flight to China will cover 9,000 miles aboard a FedEx cargo jet. There will be plenty of snacks on board for the pandas, though, with more than 200 pounds of bamboo packed for them.
Join us here on Coast TV to watch Sunday Night Football. This Sunday, it's the New York Jets at the newly reinvigorated Las Vegas Raiders. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. and then right after the game, we're going to be here with your hyper-local Coast TV news to get you ready for the work week.
We salute Albert J. Burke, a Milford native whose exceptional journey in the U.S. Army and the Delaware Army National Guard has earned him a well-deserved place in the Delaware Aviation Hall of Fame. From his courageous service during the Vietnam War to his decades of dedication to our nation, Albert's legacy shines as a beacon of honor and unwavering patriotism. His remarkable achievements, including numerous awards and qualifications, reflect his extraordinary contributions to our country.
Spicer Brothers and Coast TV are honoring military persons and first responders serving Delmarva. If you have a family member, friend, or community member that you would like to nominate for a Coast TV salute, go to coasttvsalutes.com.
You know, Brian, the best thing about living in Maryland and Delaware is that we can use our deck year-round.
And Nikki, Paul Davis still has time to install 10 more decks before Christmas.
Sign me up. Paul Davis's AZEC decks are the best. They don't fade or crack, even in the winter.
Our customers love our decks, and our crews are ready to install your deck so you can enjoy the holidays. Call now for your free estimate, and we'll include a fire pit free with your new deck.
Now that is a good holiday.
Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling. We are the difference makers.
People are irrational, which is why the FBI calls me.
Ever have a day that just couldn't get any worse? Meet Tyler, the champion of chaos. Having a day that's gone from bad to worse. When life throws you a string of unfortunate events, the law office of Trapp Nickel is here to provide a helping hand. Our experienced workers' compensation team is here to fight for your rights and help shape your misfortune into meaningful compensation. If you've been injured at work, don't wait. Get the justice you deserve. The law office of Trapp Nickel. Your priority is our priority.
We decided to do upgrades on our house that we had built ourselves. We were looking for a particular company that would be on the same page we were as far as craftsmanship and take pride in a job well done. Now we're having the bathroom done, and we went with Spicer Brothers. I've never seen anything as fast and as efficient.
Unbelievable how quick he is, and for a one-man show.
He has a passion for his craft, and he's so efficient. We're just so tickled to death to have him.
So before you sign, keep Bass by Spicer Brothers in mind.
The Ducks classic hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. The Duck on 107.1, 105.1, and 104.3. The station where you know the words to every song.
Cancer will make you wake up real quick. You get in touch with your mortality. You really do. I just wanted cancer to be removed. And if robotics was the best way, let's get it done. I arrived at BB at 9 a.m. I was walking back home at 4 p.m. That stood out, that I could have major surgery and be home in less than 8 hours later. Robotic surgery worked for me. It really did. It's changed my life.
Sponsored by Ancient Art Stone, where countertops are always a work of art.
Walmart says it's making changes at its U.S. stores to create a calmer experience for neurodiverse individuals with sensory disabilities. Starting on Friday, the retail giant will have sensory-friendly hours from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. 7 days a week. During that time, stores will lower the store lights, turn off the radio, and set in-store TV walls to a static image. This is to provide a less stimulating environment. And it's time to take another look at our Coast TV poll. We want to know what medical facilities Sussex County needs the most.
Take a look at your screens. 49% now are saying more primary care. All the other options have gone down, though trauma center is at a solid second place.
You know, we should have probably added all of them
all
as
of them,
well.
for real.
You know,
yeah.
It's hard to get an appointment sometimes. If you haven't voted, you still can at CoastTVnews.com, or you can use our Coast TV mobile app. We're going to have updated results on Coast TV News at 6.
Wicomico County will be recognizing veterans this Saturday with a special ceremony. On Saturday, November 11th at 11 a.m., the Wicomico County War Memorial Committee invites the community to join in honoring military veterans at the Wicomico War Veterans Memorial. The ceremony will include patriotic music, prayer, and remembrance for all veterans.
Yum, yum, yum. Coming up, donuts from Krispy Kreme. You can get a dozen donuts free next week. Stay tuned on Coast TV News at 5.
Surface Solutions is rolling across Delmarva, providing the best asphalt and concrete installation for your home or business. Our professional team is transforming the asphalt industry with an impeccable reputation for quality. We guarantee a timely response, unparalleled customer service, and a detailed free estimate in days, not weeks. Call the exterior surface specialists at Surface Solutions and ask about our special financing rates as low as 0%.
Call the professionals at Surface Solutions and discover the difference.
The doctors of Delmarva Chiropractic take great pride in offering the finest, most individualized care to their patients and stay on the cutting edge of healthcare and clinical interventions. As winners of Coastal Style and Metropolitan Magazine's Best Chiropractors for 7 years in a row, Doctors Lane, Brown, and Taylor help with conditions such as back pain, sciatica, headaches, concussions, dizziness, and much more. The clinic also offers laser therapy, decompression, acupuncture, and custom orthotics. Call Delmarva Chiropractic today and take the first step toward achieving your maximum potential.
The new upscale OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro is the place to go for fresh, hand-selected ingredients used to create the most delicious Asian delicacies. Come dine in, have a drink, and let our skilled chefs prepare your authentic Thai, Chinese, and Japanese dishes. At OC Chopsticks, we take what was good and make it better. Sushi rolls, noodle soups, General Tso's chicken, you see where we're going. Anything made fresh is better. Serving lunch and dinner daily, located at the Ocean City Outlets. OC Chopsticks Asian Bistro, we stay fresh.
During Pohanka of Salisbury's Veterans Day sale, we are paying tribute to all who served to protect our freedoms by rewarding active and retired military members with a special military appreciation offer toward any vehicle purchase. We'll also make a donation to Operation We Care for every vehicle purchased to send care packages to our troops stationed overseas. And this week, we kick off our annual Toys for Tots toy drive. So let's all pay tribute during the Veterans Day sale at Pohanka of Salisbury.
My baby drives a Pohanka.
At Precision Exteriors, we use quality materials with excellent craftsmanship and unparalleled customer service. We do roofing, siding, gutters, and windows, and we offer financing, no interest and no payments for 18 months. See all of our 5-star reviews.
Treated us fairly on price, did quality work, and I would go and do stuff again. We even recommend them to our parents. They were very happy as well.
Measure twice, cut once, and always do it with precision. Precision Exteriors.
Monday, November 13th is World Kindness Day, an opportunity to do a good deed, pay it forward, show some care. So to mark the day, Krispy Kreme is offering free donuts. The first 500 people to visit a participating Krispy Kreme on Monday will get a dozen original glazed donuts for free, Paul.
Well, you know, one thing's for sure about Krispy Kreme. It's my first love. And I haven't gotten over her yet. All right, we take a look at our extended forecast. 75 for tomorrow, really nice. Rain for Friday. Veterans Day is looking pretty good, but then we stay in the 30s, below freezing Sunday night going to Monday morning. Don't be surprised if we have a freeze advisory issued for that. But then we will slowly climb back to the norm for this time of the year and then become warmer than usual going into, well, let's say next Saturday. It's just that this Saturday, we're gonna catch some temps in the 30s.
Paul, thank you, and thanks for joining us here for Coast TV News at 5.
For more news, for more local weather, download our Coast TV News app.
Inside Edition's up next.
And we're going to see you later tonight for Coast TV News here at 6. Have a great evening.